Hey, this is Politics with Laura, and I have a good one for you today. I just was having some technical difficulties with my other camera, too many issues with it. So I'm going back to what's regular, just my computer, and that is it. I like that instrumental. I like that instrumental. It's called Foil. I like it. Now there is so much going on today, so much going on, and I don't have my regular coffee mug. My other one has "You're My Hero." All right, let's get into it. There's a lot going on. DeSantis, that the governor of Florida said, "Look, Warner, check this out. What you're doing, I don't like, and a lot of constituents don't like it. You can't cherry pick what you want to enforce. You can't do that. You got to enforce all things. And since you can't do that, you got to go. Or as Donald Trump would say, you're fired." Which I find rather interesting. Trump going through all this stuff. I wonder if Donald Trump doesn't run for the Republican ticket, will DeSantis? DeSantis is younger and just as, I don't know, in my opinion, a tad bit more erratic than Donald Trump. I don't know, but I personally believe that he's being targeted. Just what I think. That's it. I just there's so much that underneath that whole thing there. But I digress. So DeSantis fires his attorney general and just says, "Look, mm-mm." So let me see. Where does it begin now? In the announcement on Thursday, DeSantis said he replaced the George Soros-backed prosecutor for effectively nullifying Florida's criminal law by refusing to prosecute many crimes, encouraging lawlessness, and usurping the executive roles, or I'm sorry, exclusive roles of the Florida legislature to define criminal conduct. And you know something I'm going to say that this is something rather interesting because this is what's going on in Washington D.C. I mean, there's a bunch of lawlessness going on here. It is not even funny. It seems like, and this is just simply my opinion about the Democratic mayors, they allow whatever to go on. They are pushing for sanctuary cities, and once they get the immigrants, all of a sudden they're like, okay, wait a minute. I know I told DOJ, I know I told them, nah, stay out of here. You can't get people that have committed crimes. You can't come here because we're protecting them. And not only as we're protecting them, we're allowing a lot of lawlessness and all this stuff to go on, and crime is going up, but I don't know why it's going up. You can't make this stuff up. You just can't. You can't make this stuff up. But something has to be done. Law and order has to be restored. And before I get whatever type of nasty emails or posts I'm going to get, look, there are laws for a reason. Now, if you're pro law or pro crime, then you live next to all the foolishness. If you live next to the crime, the gunshots, the breaking into your car, you allow that to happen to you. You allow that misbehavior to run wild. Not everybody wants that. Now, what I found rather interesting was the ones who were going for decriminalizing a lot of things. Um, Now they have a problem with it. Muriel Bowser went, the mayor of Washington, D.C., she goes to the DOJ and says, hey, look, check this out. We need National Guards here. Stuff is getting too out of hand. And you want to know what DOJ said? That's a you problem. We tried to help you, and you said no. You got this. So now that you got it, get it. I don't think Muriel Bowser is going to make mayor next election cycle. I see a Republican in DC. DC has been a Democratic city for what, over 50 some odd years. I just don't see that happening anymore. I see it going Republican because all this wildness happening. But again, I digress. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me put up my banner. So, DeSantis is like, no, you got to go. You can't cherry pick whatever. You just can't. You cannot do it. Not today. Not tomorrow. So then, so let me see. In the announcement, I already read that. Encouraging lawlessness. Okay. The governor's executive order removing Andrew Warner from his job is lengthy and includes examples of his neglect. Oh my goodness. DeSantis told Florida, Fox News, Tucker Carlson on Thursday that Warren, like other Soros-funded prosecutors around the country, look upon himself to determine which laws should be followed and which laws should not be followed. And so I asked my staff to review all the attorneys in the state of Florida, DeSantis said, and I wanted to see who was picking and choosing. Wow. And this is what the guy, I'm sorry, is the guy that all the pipe or all the line prosecutors, all the law enforcement said that he thinks that he can pick and choose which laws. That's interesting. And he actually signed letters saying he wouldn't enforce laws against transgender surgeries for minors. Could you get the phone, please? Sorry about this. Transgender surgeries for minors, law protecting the right to life, and then he has all these policies and my thing is this. Okay, all right. Now, for teenagers to have transgender surgeries, I personally think that if you want to have the surgery, get it. Do what you want, but you must be over the age of 18. Give yourself time to make sure, because once you do that, once you have that surgery, and then you change your mind, or even if you decide that you, especially a guy, transgendering, having a transgender surgery to become a woman, you can never have children. It is gone. You may feel that way maybe 12, 13, 14, 15. I want to transition, and I get it. I get that that is how you feel. I understand it. But just wait until you're 18. Do what you want then. By that time, you would have enough time, everything is formed, or at least in 21 when everything is formed, to where you really know, like, okay, I know Where I'm at now is not where I need to be. And I believe I need to, whatever it is. So, on that note, I do agree. Please don't hate on me. Don't have my platform take down. Don't. It's just my opinion. We all can still have them. And that's just how that's just what I think about the situation. Now he goes on to cite other things that he chose not to. Where was that? I mean, there were many things that he was speaking of. Soros called for greater investment in mental health, new jobs, programs, which I think is good. You know, students need to work, more money. Oh my goodness, we need way more money in mental health. There is such little money thanks to Ronald Reagan. He took all that money out that Jimmy Carter allotted to mental health, took it out, put all these community based clinics, mental health clinics, and then didn't fund them properly. Now I want to know what did Ronald Reagan do with that money, but that's neither here nor there. That happened, what, 40 years ago. Can't get that back. But you know, DeSantis, he goes on to say to state cite other things. But his main thing was he just was simply talking about the Democratic agenda, Soros led prosecutors. Um, oh, DeSantis said, as governor, he has the authority under the Florida Constitution to suspend the state officials for reasons um, neglect duty, drunkenness, incompetence, uh, permanently uh, inability to perform official duties, misfeasance and malfeasance, commission of felonies. I mean, he goes on and on. So, okay, the article ends. So he just fired the state prosecutor, and you know, Andrew Warner's like, okay, that's not cool. You know, you fired me. So it is what it is. DeSantis, you know, whether and I think, and this is what I personally think, that he has to go according to what the constituents are saying, because a lot of people are against certain things. And what is this new one? Oh man, race theory. Look, and that's another thing that he wanted. He didn't want. DeSantis didn't want was the critical race theory. Now, here's the issue with that. You talk about it in what? There has been talk. Race has been talked about and talked about and talked about for over what, 50, 60 years, and zero has happened. Zero. It's still the same. What happened back in the 60s is still happening now. So why talk about the same thing besides saying, oh, white people are bad, black people are good? I mean, that's crazy. I mean, you're over there teaching the students that white people are horrible, and then you have a pile on. Then you have all the other students, black, brown, yellow, tan, are jumping on the white children. That makes no sense. If you really want to do something radical, really radical, I'll help you out here. Try telling the truth. That's radical. That's not critical race theory. That's just simply telling the truth. Stop telling these kids that Christopher Columbus discovered America. That's radical. Just say he got lost or somebody showed him a place to where people were living on. Let's start with truth. You don't need critical race theory. You don't. You simply need truth. Instead of saying that The real reason the name Redskins. What is the real reason for it? And really, the Boston Tea Party. Let's tell the truth. The Boston Tea Party, how the colonists threw all the tea in the water, then dressed up like Indians and blamed it on the Indians. Let's. You don't need critical race theory. You just simply need to tell the truth. That would solve everything. And then there would not be this issue. But that's just a radical idea. Like what the wild stuff what they did in Texas. Try to turn slavery into saying that they came here willingly to work. You can't make this stuff. You can't make this stuff up. You don't need a critical race theory. Just tell the truth. If you tell the truth, people can work with that. They say, okay, this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. You just may be able to mend fences. Then all this wild stuff would stop because people would know the truth. Heck, no, I'm not even gonna go down that road. I'm gonna get my channel taken down. Mm-mm-mm. I have 24 subscribers. I'm trying to hold on to them. Okay, now DeSantis. I'm gonna come back to that now. Here. Okay. Now there's really something going on out there in Russia. Russia, Belarus, and Bulgaria. What are they doing? What's going on out there? Russia, Belarus, and Bulgaria are sending canisters to China. What's going on? I would love to know what are in those canisters. What are they preparing for? I said it in a previous video. I don't know. All these canisters are going on over there. What are they preparing for? I mean, I have an idea. I mean, I think a bigger war is going to kick off. I have a funny feeling. I got a funny feeling. One of these I can't say ignorant, but one of these countries are going to fool around with Iran and it's done. It's going to be done. If anybody messes around with Iran, it is done. I could see nuclear missiles going all over the place. I just see it. But I just see a foolish prime minister or foolish president or foolish whatever is gonna go over there and mess with Iran and it's done. Oh man, all this noise. So sorry. Could you move the cat? I'm sorry. So sorry about that. Oh man, fire trucks. This right here is a result of a democratically run. Let me stop. Hold on a minute. Way too loud. Now I got extra. Can't make this stuff up. That was a double whammy. You had the the fire trucks coming down, and then you had an ambulance going on. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! But yeah, there is something going on there. I don't know what's in those canisters. I don't know why they're sending so many from 3 different countries. Why is it going to China? What's going on now? What I do know is this. Oh my goodness. Oh, where's that? Oh, here it is. Lithuania, what are you doing? What are you doing, Lithuania? Now, it has been clear that China is in ownership of Taiwan. They have been in ownership of Taiwan for the past 40 years, um, 30 years. The UK gave it back to China, signed all the agreements. Taiwan is back with China. Now, China gave them 30 years to get used to coming back under Chinese rulership, and now it's at the point to where, okay, now we're ready to come back. You're coming back with China, and everything just broke loose. Now, Taiwan is rather interesting because Taiwan has a lot going on there. Everything that goes between European countries or Western countries to Eastern countries go through Taiwan. So you got a lot of money passing through. Now, I'm not sure why the UK gave up Taiwan or why they let it go back to China. I don't know why. I think there's a lot more. Well, of course, there's a lot more to it than meets the eye. I know there is. But I wonder if what's being transported from Bulgaria, Belarus, and Russia going, all these canisters going to China. I wonder if there's a connection with that and what's going on with these other countries because China told Australia, hey, say nothing about Taiwan. Say nothing about Taiwan. US, you keep your mouth shut. As much as you do around the world, we say nothing about who you go invade, whose business you get into, what country, electoral elections you overturn and put you. China don't say anything. They're like, you just keep that mess over there. Don't bring it over here. Don't bring that wildness over here. You keep that Yahoo wild stuff over there. There's a lot to it. There's a lot to it. Mm. Like I said, I just wonder what's in those canisters. But China took a rough stance with Lithuania, so much so that China cut transport ties with Lithuania after Vice Min's Taiwan visits. Now, these names are very, very difficult. So China says it's imposing sanctions on Lithuania's Vice Minister of Transport and Communication, Agni Visi. I just call him Visi, and suspending cooperation with their ministry and with Lithuania in transport sectors in general following the vice minister's visit to Taiwan earlier this week. I mean, it's really getting wild. Not wild, but people are like, this is my area, stay out of it. And it's like when you have areas and whenever you say this is my area and then somebody else comes in, you're like, no, you got to get on out. And because of that, I'm going to put a little extra stank on that. I'm going to stop doing business with you because you just totally violated when I told you not to. You went across my boundary, and I gotta put some sanctions on you. You're gonna learn one way or the other. Um, okay, the Ministry of Transport and Communication told BNS it had not yet received official information from Beijing. Vichy and the Lithuanian business delegation visited Taiwan earlier this week to discuss cooperation in the area of transport. The delegation, which included the representatives of Lithuania's seaport of Klaipėda electric bus makers, Viho Projecto, Atlas Auto, and Elentna Robotics uh, concluded the visit to Taiwan on Friday. The Transport and Communication Ministry says 14 meetings were held over five days, including those with representatives of four different ministries. Representatives of four ministries, two international seaports, and several world-renowned private and state-owned companies. Yeah, it's like China's like, look, Taiwan, you need to stop this. You need to stop because you know you are no longer independent. You are under Chinese rule. So you need to stop acting as if you're independent because you're not. And other countries that are looking past China saying, well, whatever, I'm going to go ahead and do business with Taiwan regardless of what you want. And that's only going to irritate China and make China flex its muscles. What it's doing is shooting missiles alongside of Taiwan, having boats going around, flying airplanes, and Taiwan's like, okay, I see what's going on, but I'm going to keep on doing what I'm doing because I still want more time. We don't want to be under China, and I just see it going into war. That's what I see. I hope I'm wrong. Oh man, I hope I'm wrong. War is something that nobody wants. But when you have two conflicting things going on, not things, but two conflicting ideas in what is supposed to be done, what was agreed upon, it's going to wind up happening. That's what's going to wind up happening, and I hope I'm wrong about it, but I still want to know, what are they transporting to China? What is Russia, Belarus, and Bulgaria transporting to China in these canisters? I mean, I'm just like, what is it? I really want to know. Let somebody go get one of those reporters to lift up something and take a look and report on it. Yeah, but I just want to go ahead and get that info out. So please like, subscribe, and I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers. I'm trying hard to get there. On that note, I want to thank you for taking your time watching my videos. On that note, thank you for stopping by.